Good morning, students. I am Rakesh Kumar. As in our previous class, we have discussed some facts about the electric current and chemical effect. Today, our work is to revise the previous things taught and explain some more facts. But before this, it is a request from my side to all the students that they do not involved in the chit chat during the class. For this offense means if you are doing chit chat in the class, you may be punished. You may be removed from your group. So, strictly, I am telling that you only concentrate your brain in the teaching or learning process or in learning. If you are involved in unnecessary, unwanted things, you must be punished. First punishment is you must be removed from the group. Second punishment is the class teacher may talk with your guardian and inform them. And third punishment, our coordinator or principal talk with your parents. You imagine when our principal talk with you, then what happens? So, without destroying the time or killing the time, I am going on our topic electric current and its chemical effect. In this chapter, in first class, we have learned that electricity passes through the liquid as like the solid, which is known as conduction of electricity through liquid. As you know, there are two types of conductor, poor conductor or insulator and conductor. Now, for the conduction through liquid, we have discussed various things by the continuity tester. If bulb glows in this continuity tester method for a given liquid, then we say the liquid or that material, that solution is conductor, and whenever bulb doesn't glow, then we say that is insulator. Now, after that, we have also discussed that what is the cause of conductivity, and we have find out that the free ion present in the liquid is the cause of conductivity. If there are more free ions, then the liquid is more conductive, and less free ion, then liquid is less conductive. On the other hand, if in the liquid there are no free ions, then the liquid is insulator. Now, we have also discussed about the liquid. Some liquid completely dissociate into the form of ions when we pass the electricity through them, and there are some liquid which partially dissociate into the form of ion, and some liquid which do not dissociate, means do not break down into the form of ion. So, on the basis of this fact, we have divided the liquid as electrolyte mainly strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. A strong electrolyte are the solutions or the liquid which completely ionized when electric current passes through it, while weak electrolyte are the electrolytes means a solution which partially dissociate into the form of ion whenever electric current passes through it. I have also told in the previous class that you must remember or the list of a strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. I think you must memorize. Now, in our second class, we have discussed the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. Means how we can get the electricity with the help of some chemical effects, means chemical changes. After that, we have discussed about the chemical effect of electric current, means what happens when we pass the electric current through a solution, then what happens and on which factor this chemical effect depends. This process is known as electrolysis. I am going to repeat again this process because this is very important. Through various discussions, various activity, we have discussed that or we have found that the chemical effect taking place depends upon the nature of electrodes, means the metallic or non-metallic strip by which we send the electric current into the solution. We found that if electrodes are of good type, then we get the more chemical effect, and if the electrodes are of bad quality type, bad type, then we get the less chemical effect. Next, nature and concentration of the solution. I have just given 3 questions in the previous class for homework, which is on which factor the chemical effect of electric current depends. I told in the previous class that if the question is of 2 marks, then you have to discuss the 2 points only. First point, nature of the electrodes, and second point, nature and concentration of the solution. But generally this question may be asked for 3 marks. Then whenever the question is asked for 3 marks, then we have to write chemical effect of electric current depends upon the following facts. 1. Nature of electrodes. Now we have to explain or write something, that is chemical effect of electric current depends upon the nature of electrodes. If electrodes is of good type, means easily allow the current to pass through it, then we get more chemical effect. And if it is of bad type, it means it doesn't allow the current easily through it, then we get the less chemical effect. Second one is nature nature of the solution, means if our solution is of good type, means a strong electrolyte, then we get the more chemical effect, while if our electrolyte is of weak type, means weak electrolyte, means our solution is weak electrolyte, then we get the less chemical effect. And third, concentration of the solution. If our solution means electrolyte is concentrated, means there are more particle of the solution, more particle of the liquid in the given solution, then we get more electric chemical effect. And if our concentration of the solution is not good, means our solution is dilute, then we get the less chemical effect of electric current. So this is one question. Reply of this question is sent by many students on my WhatsApp number. Now, second question, state some prominent effect of the chemical effect of electric current. Then for reply of this, as I told in a previous class, there are three main or prominent effects of the electric current, which are: first, metal may get deposited at the electrode surface. Second, gaseous bubble may get formed near the electrodes. And third, change of color of solution may occur due to the dissolution of different ions. Now, in these questions, as I told earlier in the previous class, out of these three, for a particular experiment, only one can happen, or two can happen, or in some cases the all three may happen. So we have used here may word. It is not necessary that in a given experiment all the three happens. Okay, so these are the facts taught by me to you up to the previous classes. So now I'll come back on the today's class. Question is that why we read such type of things? What is the need of reading this? So today I am going to discuss the applications of the chemical effect of electric current in our daily life. In your chemistry class, you have learned that the chapter metal and non-metal, in which you have learned metallurgy. Metallurgy is the process by which we get the pure metal from their ores. You know, the metal you see like iron, copper, aluminum, sodium, potassium, aluminum, these are not obtained in the pure state. They are obtained, or they are available in the nature in their combined state, means in the form of compound. So this is a task for us, that how we can extract that metal from their ore, and this is known as metallurgy. So by the use of chemical effect of electric current, we may extract the metal from their ore. But all the metals are not extracted from this method, means by the chemical effect of electric current. In your chemistry class, you have learned that for the extraction of metal, we have to follow the 4 steps, which are: first, concentration of the solution, concentration of the ore. Concentration of the ore means to increase the percentage of pure ore in the given sample, for which we have to remove the visible impurities present in the ore. I am repeating again. In order to improve or increase the percentage of ore in a given sample, we have to decrease or the impurities, means remove the visible impurity. So this is the first step. After that, in the second step, we have to do the oxidation of ore, means for a given sample of ore we decide the material by which the given ore do the reaction and oxide of the given metal is formed. Now whenever oxide of the given metal is formed, then we remove the oxide and from which we get the metal. Now third is reduction of ore, means in second stage whenever we have removed the oxide of metal, then we do the furthermore reaction by which our oxide or of oxide of that metal is reduced into metal. This is the third stage. And finally, in fourth step, we have to purify the metal, because the metal obtained by the reduction of the oxidized metal is not pure. So we have to purify the metal. But in the purification of metal, means basic process of metallurgy, means getting the metal from the ore, the chemical effect of electric current is also applicable. But in physics, it may be asked that what are the applications of the chemical effect of electric current? So we write there are three applications of the chemical effect of electric current, out of which first is extraction of metal from their ore. Here question may be asked, write the important applications of chemical effect of electric current, or sometimes it may be asked that write the important applications of the electrolysis. Chemical effect of electric current. Why? Because chemical effect of electric current is sometimes known as electrolysis. So someone may ask write the important applications, or write the three important applications of chemical effect of electric current, or someone may ask that write the three important applications of electrolysis. Both the question are same. So I am going to discuss the reply, or going to give the reply of this question. First is extraction of metal. You know, for the extraction of metal we have to pass from or we have to follow the four steps as concentration, oxidation, reduction and purification. But in our life there are some metal which can be extracted from their ore directly with the help of chemical effect of electric current. And these metals are, remember, mark it, aluminum, sodium, potassium and calcium. Sometimes question of 1 marks is also asked that out of the given metal which can be extracted from their ore by the chemical effect of electric current. So you first remember or memorize aluminum, sodium, potassium, and calcium are the metals which can be extracted from their ore by the chemical effect of electric current. Now, for the extraction of these metals, we take the ore of this metal, means for example, imagine we are going to extract the aluminum from their ore. So we have to take the aluminum ore at anode in our electrolytic chamber or electrolysis chamber, which is uh, given in the this chapter, this figure. See, this is the this figure. In this figure, this is anode and this is cathode. As I told earlier, the electrode connected with positive terminal is known as anode, while the electrode connected with the negative terminal of the battery is known as cathode. So, for the extraction of metal from their ore, in our present example, we are going to extract the aluminum from their ore. So aluminum is placed, ore of aluminum is placed at the place of anode, and previously purified aluminum, or say more safe is graphite rod, is placed at cathode. When we pass the electric current, then the aluminum from ore dissolved in the solution. I am repeating again. For the extraction of aluminum or these four materials from their ore by this effect, we take the ore of the metal at anode, graphite rod at cathode, and solution of the metal to be extracted by this metal as electrolyte. In the present example, we have to extract the aluminum, so we place the ore of aluminum at anode, solution of aluminum, say aluminum chloride, aluminum sulfate, or any other solution, is taken as electrolyte, and graphite is placed at cathode. When we pass the electric current, then at first the aluminum present in the solution start depositing on cathode, and this deficiency of aluminum in the solution is fulfilled by the ore placed at anode. In this way, the total metal present in the ore is dissolved in solution and settled on the cathode. In this way, we can remove or extract the metal from their ore. But remember, only four metals, aluminum, sodium, potassium, and calcium, are extracted by this method. Okay, now second point is electro refining of metal. As I told earlier in today's class, for the extraction of metal from their ore, means in the process of metallurgy, the metal obtained after the reduction is not pure metal. So all the such metals extracted by the metallurgical process are purified or refined by this process. In this process, the impure metal is placed at anode and pure metal or graphite rod is placed at cathode, while the electrolyte is taken as the solution of that metal. For example, imagine you have to extract the copper. So, mainly here we have to electro-refine the copper obtained from the another method. So, we take the impure copper at anode. At graphite, we place a thin strip of pure copper or graphite, and electrolyte is taken as the solution of copper, means copper sulfate, copper chloride, etc. When we pass the electric current by the same process in the previous, at first the copper of solution start depositing on cathode, and that deficiency is fulfilled by dissolving the impure copper present at the anode. So, this is clear. Now, third, electroplating. This is very important process for our life. You see, your mother or sister wears the chain, mainly gold chain, but you know gold is very precious. So we are at present nowadays we are using the electroplated ornaments. Electroplated ornaments are such ornaments on which there is a thin layer of that metal. The whole ornament is not of pure metal. This method is very useful at present day. So, electroplating is the process by which we can deposit a thin layer of any desired metal on the another material by the help of electric current. So, here again a question can be asked that what do you mean by electroplating? So, electroplating is the process of depositing of a thin layer of any desired material on another material by the help of chemical effect of electric current. By this process, we can deposit a thin layer of desired material on a given material. I think for today's class it is enough. So, in next class we will discuss the details method of the electroplating and other applications, practical applications of electroplating. So mainly our next class will be on the electroplating. Today's class this is enough. So write down the homework. There are two homework, a very short question, what do you mean by electroplating? I am repeating again, what do you mean by the electroplating? Second question is, write or discuss the important usage or applications of chemical effect of electric current. I am repeating again, what do you mean by electrolyte? This is a very short answer question. And second, long answer type, discuss the important applications of a chemical effect of electric current, in which we have to write these three, means extraction of metal from the ore, electrorefining of metal, and electroplating. In our next class, we will discuss mainly on electroplating and the usage of electric plating. Okay, thank you.